equation 176 plus 256. So because these are bigger numbers that go to the hundreds place value, we want to make an estimation so that we have an idea of what our sum is going to look like. So the method of estimation that I'm going to be using today is called rounding. So when we round, we take the numbers that we have and we make the addends into friendlier numbers. So for 176, I can round that to 200, and 256 can be rounded to 250. So then I can add these two numbers together to get 450. So now I know that my real sum is going to be somewhere around the number 450, probably a little bit less than 450. Now we're going to be solving the problem concretely using base 10 blocks. So I'm going to break the numbers into their place values. So for 176, we have 1 flat in the hundreds place, 7 rods in the tens place, and 6 units in the ones place. For 256, I have 2 flats in the hundreds place, 5 rods in the tens place, and also 6 units in the ones place. So to add these together, we can just combine all of the base 10 blocks together. So we're not quite done yet though, because we have to make some trades. So here we have 12 units, but I know that there are 10 units in every rod. So I can trade 10 of these for 1 rod. So now I have 2 units, 13 rods, and 3 flats. But that's not quite right yet either, because I know that there are 10 rods in every flat. So I can take 10 of these rods and trade them for another flat. I can see that we have 4 flats, 3 rods, and 2 units left over, which amounts to 432 as our total sum. Okay, so we can also solve this pictorially using the same sort of chart format. So once again, in 176, I have 100, 7 tens, and 6 ones. So I can gather up 10 of the ones for another 10. And now we have 13 tens, so we can trade 10 tens to make another 100. So now we have 432. So 400 plus 30 plus 2 equals 432. Now I'm going to just write in the numbers. So we have 100, 70, 7 tens, and 6 ones. And we have 2 hundreds, 5 tens, and 6 ones. And we can, now these are easier numbers to work with, we can add them together. So this is 300, this is 120, and this is 12. So now I can add those numbers pretty easily. I know 300 plus 120 is 420, and 420 plus 12 is equal to 432, which is the same sum we had before. And as we can see, the sum we keep getting is pretty close to our estimation from earlier of 450. So now that we're a little more familiar with the numbers that we're working with, just as a reminder, 176 plus 256, and these are our add-ins, and we're looking for the sum. I believe we can solve this using mental math strategies now. So the way that I would do this is I like to break it into its place values. So I would look at this and I would go, okay, 176 is 100 plus 70 plus 6, and 256 is 200 plus 50 plus 6. And I can add all of these together to get our sum. So to make this a little easier, I'm going to rearrange it. So now I can look at this, and these are basic facts that I know. So 100 plus 200 is 300, 70 plus 50 is 120, and 6 plus 6 is 12. So now I can add 300 plus 120. I know that that is 420. And I can add on 12 at the end, and so my total answer is 432. And that is a way that you can do it in your head. Okay, so now we have learned how to solve an addition equation such as 176 plus 256 using concrete, symbolic, and pictorial methods, as well as using a personal mental math strategy.